Hi everyone, let's talk about WWE Monday Night Raw, which this was the final Raw on USA Network. Let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. So, the intro opens with, then, now, and forever. Then we are welcome to the 12,003, I'll say it again, 12, 1,203 episode of Raw by the voice of Joe T. Shots of Seth Rollins and CM Punk arriving at the arena, followed as we then took a look around inside the sell out Toyota Center, and Joe T. and Wade Barrett were at the commentary table talking about tonight and Raw being the final show on USA Network being presents with no commercial interrupting for the first 90 minutes before Wade Barrett could welcome Jey Uso and the presents New Day duo of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods interrupted. And then we had the New Day opening Monday Night Raw, and Kofi Kingston demands that their theme song will be shut off as the crowd chant New Day sucks at the two. And Xavier Woods tries to talk but was roaded out by the loud cheers of the Houston crowd, and the New Day suck chant continue as Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston walk towards the ring, and Xavier Woods says, "What did we even do to you?" Essentially at the crowd. Well, Kofi Kingston tried to speak. He was once again cut off by the louder cheers from the Toyota Center crowd, and before Kofi Kingston could say anything, the theme of main event Jey Uso interrupted as Jey Uso himself made his way from the crowd to a sense ovation of cheers, and Xavier Woods complains how the fans like Jey Uso more as the fans continue to boo him further, and he asks Jey Uso to tell the crowd to quiet down so he could speak. Even with Jey Uso, since the crowd continues to hate on the New Day, and Jey Uso says that he and the New Day did go way back, but he only had one thing to say to the two: New Day sucks. And as Xavier Woods stepped to Jey Uso and tried to confront him, but Kofi Kingston got in his partner back. I'll say it again. Guys. Jey Uso tries to confront him, but Kofi Kingston got his partner back down for the time being. As the New Day left, Jey Uso just re re de directed his focus on the new bloodline and Drew McIntyre as he challenged the letter to face him now, and he was interrupted by Solo Sikoa on the Titantron. And Solo Sikoa says that Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso make a big mistake by sliding with Roman Reigns, and he promised that he would remain the Survival Chief after next week and Tribal Combat match on the Netflix premiere of Raw, which is going to happen this week, guys, this Monday. And everyone would have to no choice but to acknowledge him as Jey Uso tries to respond, and Drew McIntyre snooks up on him and proceeds to insult Jey Uso with a sneak attack, and Drew McIntyre tries to size Jey Uso up for a Claymore kick, but he got me with a super kick, and a Gullo Kiss headbutt gives Drew McIntyre the upper hand as the crew of officials and the refs step in to stop him, and Drew McIntyre runs back into the ring and sticks Jey Uso with a Claymore kick, and that's what happened right there, guys. Then we had Kathy Kelly with American Made ahead of Chad Gable's match with Otis, and Chad Gable says that tonight he starts checking off his bucket list by beating Otis, and Chad Gable promised that the final lesson will be taught to Otis with the master remaining the master. And that's what happened right there. Then we had Chad Gable defeating Otis, and Chad Gable with American Made defeating Otis with Tozawa and Maxine Tapari. And Chad Gable starts off by clobbering Otis with chomps, but with little effect on his toes. And Otis responds with a shoulder block that left Chad Gable rattled in the corner. And Otis left Chad Gable over his head for the Gorilla Press drop, which sent Chad Gable out of the ring. And outside the ring, Chad Gable yells at Tozawa and Maxine Dupree which gives Otis an opening to throw his former mentor around. And once the action returns to the ring, Chad Gable admits at a comeback was sniffing out as he got thrown into the corner hard, and Otis rolled over a Gable clothesline and answered with a clothesline of his own, and Gable creates an opening for himself but assists a shoulder charge from Otis, which sends the big man into the ring post, and Otis' left knee was targeted by Chad Gable after the fire, and Chad Gable leg locks on Otis didn't last long, and since the big splash by Otis was dodged at the last second, and on the top rope, Chad Gable, whose diving headbutt was missing as Otis rolls out of the way, and Chad Gable tries to run away, but Otis caught him and unleashed his fury of offense, and Chad Gable got rattled by a freight train spear by Otis, which leads to the caterpillar elbow pinfall stop as Chad Gable's foot was on the ropes, and the Creed brothers attack Tozawa at ringside, which promotes Otis to get involved, and Maxine Dupree tackles Ivy Neville as Otis re-enters in the ring, and Chad Gable locks in the ankle lock on him after a long struggle, and Otis managed to power his way out of it to push Chad Gable out of the ring, and the Creeds entered the fade and got taken out by Otis tossing Chad Gable into them, and Otis ripped out his shirt and locked in an ankle lock of his own on his former teacher, and Chad Gable escaped and nailed a massive death lift German suplex on Otis, and Chad Gable went up but was met by Otis clotheslining him, and Ivanov tries to grab at Otis from ringside, which creates a memory distraction and allows an ankle lock by Chad Gable, and a grapevine sits on the leg, creates enough pressure for Chad Gable, and that's how Chad Gable won and defeated Otis with a submission, and that's what happened right there, guys. Good stuff, man. Good stuff with Chad Gable and Otis, I'm telling you. Good stuff. I liked it. It was a fun match. I liked it. It was fun, guys. In my opinion, that was fun. That was really fun. Then we got a promo from Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan ahead of their women's world title and a last women's standing match, which we'll see what happens this Monday for that match. And it's for the women's world title and the last women's standing match. Can't wait for that as well, guys. I hope Liv Morgan retains. I really hope Liv Morgan retains. Then backstage at the Judgment Day Clubhouse, and they're since amongst themselves with where Liv Morgan was. Finn Balor tries to essentially change the subject on the tag match against War Raiders and Damian Priest, as then told Raquel Rodriguez to tell Liv that he wished her good luck on their title match next week. Then R-Truth faced Pete Dunne, which was, and it was what it is. It was what it was. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. But let's talk about it. Pete Dunne interrupts R-Truth's entrance by attacking him from behind, and essentially busy staff of officials and refs run down to stop the attack. And I am no Butch. Shout out Pete Dunne as the statement ends, essentially meaning that this match would not take place, and that's what happened right there. Like I said again, guys, it was what it was, And then backstage, Kathy Kelly talks to Io Sky and Dakota Kai about their match in the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament later in the night, as well as the percents of the two Damage Control members facing each other in the finals. Then we had the match. The Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament semifinals. Dakota Kai defeated Zoey Starks, and let's talk about it. Dakota Kai starts off with a boot to the face of Starks as she essentially a monkey flip from the corner, and Starks lands on her feet, but she couldn't offend to a knee to the face from Sky on the apron, and Starks and Sky had a dogfight as the latter got the upper hand, and the upper hand lasts for all of a few seconds as Starks nails a dropkick on Kai. We head to a picture-in-picture at the point in the action. Then we return to Raw with Zoey Starks still in full control of the match as she stunned Dakota Kai with a lace kick to the head, and Dakota Dakota Kai fires back with an offense assault that snaps off with a rolling back cracker across the ring, and Dakota Kai cracks Zoe Starks with a boot to the head that leads to a near fall, and Zoe Starks answers with a back exploder suplex and a big knee to the head of Dakota Kai. 1-2. Then Dakota Kai rolls through on a powerbomb since by Zoe Starks and got yet another near fall and big kick by Zoe Starks, who is followed by a moon fist to Dakota Kai's face, and then a springboard attack by Zoe Starks is caught by a super kick by Dakota Kai, who finishes things off with the fireman carry and pedal kick to punch her ticket to the Women's Intercontinental Finals. And that's what happened right there. And I'll repeat it again, guys. And that's how Dakota Kai defeated Zoe Starks. And I'll repeat it again. So Dakota Kai's face since springboard attack by Zoe Starks, who's caught by a super kick by Dakota Kai, who finishes things off with the fireman carry and a pedal kick to punch her ticket. And that's how she won, with the fireman carry and a pedal kick to win the match. And that's how Dakota Kai defeated Zoe Starks, and it was a decent match, and I was happy for Dakota Kai. Give it up to Dakota Kai. Man, I'm telling you, man. That was a fun match, in my opinion. Fun match. Then we got a highlight package commentary, the best moments of WWE's Raw on the USA Network throughout the years, and clips of Chris Jericho and Bryan Danielson, known as Daniel Bryan. You know, you always, guys, you WWE fans always call them Daniel Bryan. And we're shown in the package. We also learned that John Cena will appear on this coming week's Raw of Netflix. He's going to do his farewell tour. He's starting his farewell tour this year. His farewell tour, and that's what's happening with John Cena. Then we had. I'm telling you guys. Then we had a good match right here. I love this match right here. I loved it. I thought it was fun as well. Let's talk about it. Damian Priest and the War Raiders. Eric and Ivar defeated the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Jaden Madonna and Dominic Mysterio, which was a trios match, which was fun. Let's talk about it, guys. So let's talk about it. So Damian Priest and Finn Balor start off for their teams, and Jaden Madonna got the quick tag as Finn Balor fenced Damian Priest in the corner, and Damian Priest got the tag to Eric, who nails a Sicily Slam on the Judgment Day's trio, and the War Raiders nailed a since double team move on Jaden Madonna as Eric lifts Ivar up and throws him onto the pro Jaden Madonna, and Finn Balor saves Jaden Madonna from the War Raiders double team, but he and his former World Tag Team Champion partner were sent flying onto the commentary table by a double charge from Eric and Ivar, which gives us to a break. Then we return to Eric sits to fight this way out of the Judgment Day's corner, but he got put down by a neck breaker from Finn Balor, and Eric tries to power out of Finn Balor's rest hold. I was thinking Finn Balor's rest hold to make the tag, but couldn't. And Finn Balor kicks away at Damian Priest, which gives Eric an opening to ram his foot into the corner as Ivar enters the fray and was a house of fire. And Ivar misses on the Bronco Buster as Finn Balor got out of the way at the last second, and Ivar lifts to his corner to make the tag to Damian Priest, who proceeds to clean house on the Judgment Day's trio, and he had Dominic in his sight for the fire clothesline, and South of Heaven since was interrupted by Carlito, who presents a distraction long enough for Dominic to slip Priest into the leg, and action outside saw and JD Madonna took out of the shits by the War Raiders in the ring, and Damian Priest put an end to the action with the South of Heavens on Dominic for the win, and that's how Dominic lost in that match. And I'll say it again, guys, and that's how Dominic lost in that match, and that's how the War Raiders and Damian Priest defeated the Judgment Day, and that's how they defeated him. And I'll say it again, guys. Damian Priest and the War Raiders defeated the Judgment Day with Damian Priest doing the South of Heavens on Dominic, and that's how he won the match. And that's how they won the match. Guys, that's how they won the match. Then after the match, Finn Balor got the jump on Damian Priest and attacked his knee, and Eric and Ivar stepped in before Finn Balor could do any more damage. And that's what happened right there in that trios match, which was fun, like I said. Then Adam Pearce informs, and since Jey Uso that since Drew McIntyre got sorted from the area tonight, he'll get his match against the Sonnets Man next week on the premiere of Raw on Netflix, which is going to happen this week. Then, as we head to the break, a teaser for Penta El Zero. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait for Penta. Damn, I can't wait. I just can't wait, man. Can't wait, man. And this showing of the old Khan, followed by his mask design being shown butterflied. Then we had Ludwig Kaiser in ring promo and Sheamus return, which this was fun. This was really fun. Love this. Really loved it. Ludwig Kaiser talks about how he was A plus everything that he was in appearing elegance, and he demands that Braun Breaker faced him now, but was met by Sheamus instead, and the Celtic Warrior Sheamus didn't waste any time and stormed the ring to attack Ludwig Kaiser with a furious First City, and Ludwig Kaiser tries to take advantage with a wrist to the eye, but that didn't last long as he found himself on the wrong end of a bro kick. Wrong end of a bro kick from Sheamus, and that's what happened right there, which was great from Sheamus with a bro kick to Ludwig Kaiser. Then backstage, Rey Mysterio gives Otis an encouragement after his great effort against Chad Gable earlier, as Alpha Academy leaves and the New Day approach Rey Mysterio and begins their sins mocking him, and Dominic Mysterio issues a challenge to Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston to a tag team match, which essentially accepted by the New Day, which that was a little fun, in my opinion. Then this right here, which was a decent match, loved it. This was a decent match right here with Lyra Valkyria and Io Sky. Loved it. It was a decent match. Let's talk about it. So the Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament semifinals, Lyra Valkyria defeated Io Sky. I'm really happy for Lyra Valkyria. I can't wait for Lyra Valkyria. I can't wait, guys. I just can't wait. And the match starts off with New women getting a clear advantage as they exchange holds and arm drags early on, and fast-paced dodge and rolling up pins from Io Sky and Lyra Valkyria, who keeps things fast-paced here. Lyra Valkyria finally getting control with a dropkick to Io Sky's knee, and Shisley since pedestal submission hold on Io Sky to get the advantage. And Io Sky went up top, but got slammed knee first by Lyra Valkyria as we went to the break. And then, sorry about that, guys. Io Sky went up top, but got slammed knee first by Lyra Valkyria as we went to a break in the action. And Raw returns with Io Sky in pain as Lyra Valkyria looks on for the opposing corner, and Io Sky mounts a rally as she left Lyra Valkyria flowed foot with her comeback off the top rope, and Io Sky starts with a mental drop kick on Lyra Valkyria that got it close to, and Io Sky looks to continue the momentum, but she was interrupted by Lyra Valkyria at the top rope and set off up top, and with Lyra Valkyria escaping Io Sky with a flip and followed by a shotgun dropkick, tornado DDT, and a suplex by Lyra Valkyria on Io Sky was not enough for the victory. And then O'Connor roll by Io Sky turns into a bridge German suplex on Lyra Valkyria, 1-2 kick out. Then spinning heel kick from Lyra Valkyria, couldn't get it done as she heads up top again, and Io Sky meets her there and begins to batter Lyra Valkyria with strikes before she hits an incredible avalanche rolling victory powerbomb for the 2-9 count. Io Sky heads up to the top rope and hits a moonsault on Lyra Valkyria at ringside, with Lyra Valkyria with Lyra Valkyria stunning, and Io Sky looks to have the match win with her moonsault, but she couldn't connect, and Io Sky O'Connor roll was reversed into a bridge pin by Lyra Valkyria, and that's it. And that's what happened right there. And Lyra Valkyria reversed the bridge pin, and that's how she defeated Io Sky. And Lyra Valkyria advantages to the Women's Intercontinental Championship Finals. Man, was that fun. Loved it. Then this would ended the show. This would ended the show, guys. Great freaking promo. Great freaking promo. Great. freaking promo. Man, great freaking promo. Let's talk about it. Seth Rollins and CM Punk statement. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about this face off with Rollins and Punk. Let's talk about it. Rollins enters first and enters the comment. Let's say it again. Rollins enters first, and after the commercial break, he welcomes Houston to Monday Night Rollins, and he went through his "I am a visionary" since before. He says it was time to go out with a bang for the final episode of Raw in 2024, and he calls CM Punk the self-proclaimed best in the world before busting that himself was the true best in the world. And Seth Rollins says that he'll be there every Monday fighting because that's what he does, and that's if things do not go Punk's way, he will whine and cry about it. At that point, the sentence of CM Punk's theme interrupted and Seth Rollins' friends, which brought out Punk himself, and he walked down to the ring with a pursuit and enters to stare down Seth Rollins before he starts with his own promo. And CM Punk says that CM Punk said that he took his ball and go home was the biggest industry bootlicker since Plant Lie, and he has ever heard of CM Punk. As did Stone Cold Steve Austin take his ball and went home. He also took a jab at Becky Lynch and asking Seth Rollins if she took his balls and went home, and that Seth Rollins is crying because of him. And CM Punk says that both he and Seth Rollins made their own decision and he did not regret making them. And CM Punk asked Seth Rollins how his neck and knee were. That was funny. That was really funny what Seth Rollins was doing, poking the bear to CM Punk, poking the bear to CM Punk. And he asked Seth Rollins how his insides were after Bronson Reed crashed him and how his pride was after he decided of getting revenge on Bronson Reed, which CM Punk broke the big man's ankle at War Games. And Seth Rollins fires back by saying that Becky took a break to take care of his kid, and something that CM Punk did not know how to do. You know what I'm saying? CM Punk that doesn't know how to feel. I'll say it again, which I just said it, but I say it in my own words. But CM Punk does not know how it is, and Seth Rollins continues by taking a. I'll say it again. Seth Rollins continues by taking a. Doug. I'll say it again. Seth Rollins continues by taking a. I'll just say that, guys. Doug. I'll say it again. Seth Rollins continues by taking a dug at CM Punk going on the Colt Cabana podcast to complain about WWE, then signing with AEW and calling them the competition and asking him how did it work for him, and that was cool. That was cool right there. I'll say it again, guys. I'll repeat it again. Seth Rollins continues by taking a dodge at CM Punk going on Colt Cabana's podcast to complain about WWE, then signing with AEW and calling them the competition and asking him, how did that work for you? Then Seth Rollins states that he stayed in the crutch and helped win the war because that's how revolutions are made, and that he will not be little brother by CM Punk because he is the big brother now. And CM Punk shot back by saying that he left the place because of the guy in charge, which that was Vince McMahon. He was talking about Vince McMahon right there. Someone who loves Seth Rollins, he said that when he left, Seth Rollins turned around and betrayed Roman Reigns and played victim for years. And CM Punk stated that he came back because for 7 years, fans really 9 years for WWE, 9 years for WWE and 7 years for professional, whole thing, but still 9 years, 9 years. Fans chant his name. And most during Seth Rollins' time, CM Punk's notes next week, CM Punk says the same arrows that were supposed to do him in, he's now hold, and he's going to jam them right down Seth Rollins' corporate mouth. And Seth Rollins responds by saying that maybe CM Punk's a I'll say it again. Seth Rollins responds by saying that maybe CM Punk was a pioneer once upon a time, but he's now become a cancer, and that's the only way to defeat the cancer is to cut it out. And Seth Rollins responds to burn Punk to ground next week on Raw and Netflix. I'll say it again. Seth Rollins promised to burn CM Punk to the ground next week on Raw, this coming week on Raw, and the final Raw on USA Network. essentially close out with the final T stare down between Seth Rollins and CM Punk as the four music plays out. And that's what happened right there, guys. And like I said again, that was an amazing promo. Amazing. Just amazing. Loved every moment of it. Loved it, man. And I give this Raw an 8 out of 10, guys. I gave this Raw an 8 out of 10. It was a very good show. I give it an 8 out of 10, guys. I gave this Raw an 8 out of 10, guys. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bells as always, guys. And that's all I have to say. And this is Christopher Jackson Ever. I'll say again, this is Christopher Jackson Ever. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bells as always. And peace out and take care, guys. And that's it. And we're out.